What's up, guys? Sean here. Welcome back. Today I'm carrying my 3.5 inch Hinder XM18 slicer with a Met Boss Frag titanium scale for Frag Friday. That is the theme of today's carry. This thing is a very nice knife. Not the best cutting geometry, but it's about the best that you're going to get from Hinder. And I do really love these XM18s. Super nice knives. Not the sliciest things, but they are extremely nice. Regardless of my feelings about Rick, I bought both of my current XM18s before he really showed his ass. So let's just say I'm not the biggest fan of the guy as a person. Don't have a whole lot of respect for him. However, I don't have any ill will towards him or anything like that. I wish him the best. But I'm definitely a huge fan of his knives. Just not his attitude. But that's besides the point. Not sure that I would ever buy another Hinder knife unless it was on the secondary market and the money was already spent with the company. So ultimately it wouldn't be like I'm putting more money in his pocket. And let me be clear, I don't want the guy to go broke. So I don't know. But that's not the point of this video. I just like to go off on tangents sometimes. This video, I'm going to be showing you guys my favorite and, in my opinion, the best aftermarket titanium scales for your Spyderco knives. These are in a league of their own. Hands down, much nicer than any other titanium scales I've tried for Spydercos. And I have tried just about all of them. If I haven't bought them and personally owned them, I have experienced them on customers' knives and stuff like that. But I've owned a lot of different brands of titanium scales. These are absolutely phenomenal. And these scales are made by Rips Garage Tech. So, show you the first example. This is a Spyderco Para 3. Has a MAXAMET blade that I polished by hand using basswood strops and gunny juice. I did a little bit of a progression and absolutely beautiful. I just recently put a fresh edge on this bad boy. Nasty sharp, beautiful, beautiful knife. I did have my 20 CV blade on this, but I swapped it out because I think this Mirror MAXAMET blade looks really good on these titanium scales, and I'd rather carry this MAXAMET blade than the 20 CV blade because this MAXAMET blade does not get as much use as it should. And because I like carrying these scales more, I swapped this blade into this handle so it would encourage me to carry this more and get more use out of it and really get to enjoy that MAXAMET. But beautiful knife. These scales are contoured ever so slightly, so they feel like they're a little bit rounded in your palm. All the corners are chamfered and kind of smooth. There's not a single sharp edge on this handle. They are extremely lightweight. They have extensive weight relief milled out inside the handles, and the fitment is perfect. The action is silky smooth, glides like butter. I have this pivot tightened as tight as I can possibly tighten it, and it kind of drops down like a hydraulic, which is more satisfying to me than just completely fall shut guillotine. You know, a fall shut guillotine gives the feeling that the blade is like loose, even if it's not. It could be no blade play, but if it just drops straight down with no type of resistance whatsoever, it kind of feels cheap to me. And maybe it shouldn't, but in a lot of cases it kind of does. But that silky, smooth, hydraulic feeling is very, very satisfying to me. Very similar to how my XM18 feels on bearings. Except it's a lighter blade, so it doesn't fall as easy. But same kind of feel. My other knife I'm going to be showing you, one of my all-time favorites, Spyderco Shaman. This is my cutlery shop exclusive in CTS XHP. Has a beautiful stonewash blade. Oh, and something I will mention about the MAXAMET. The reason I was able to polish that blade the way that it is by hand, just using the strops with gunny juice, which I'm sure you could probably do it on a belt satin blade, but you have a much smaller task when you start off with a nice stonewash blade from Spyderco. If you have a stonewash blade, you can actually polish it a lot easier because you don't have to work out those grind lines. So there's that. Beautiful knife. This one has amazing action. Also drop shut, but it's not like a guillotine. It has a little bit, like it slows it down a little bit. But this is a much heavier blade than the Para 3 also. I give it a little swing down. Just perfect. And make sure you guys can see the beauty of these scales. This has their sunburst pattern. Extensive weight relief in these skinny Shaman scales as well, which I have outfitted with the MXG Gear Shaman clip. Great clip for your Shaman. It's about tied in my preferences and opinions with the Lynch Northwest Shaman clip. I love both. The MXG Gear looks better with some builds, and the Lynch Northwest clip looks better with some builds. The Lynch Northwest Shaman clip does feel a little bit more sturdy and solid, but both clips are great. You're not going to have a problem with either one. I would say the MXG clip does slide in the pocket and out of pocket a hair easier, but the Lynch Northwest clip operates flawlessly, so no issues. And then with this one, this has their diamond pattern, and then they have a pyramid pattern where the little nubs are raised higher. Looks like tiny pyramids. It's a more aggressive type of grip than this. This is a very subtle grip, but it is a really satisfying texture. It's not aggressive at all. None of these textures are aggressive, actually. None of the ones I've experienced. They have a parallel milled line pattern. They have a deep parallel pattern, which is probably going to be your most aggressive type of grip, along with their pyramid pattern. Those two are probably going to give you the most aggressive grip, but you know, with the curves, contours, the forward finger choil, thumb ramp, you feel plenty locked into this Para 3. And then with the Shaman, same deal. You feel plenty locked in, especially when you have that forward finger chill the Spyderco does, with the jimping there, jimping up here on the back of the spine. You're not going to slide forward. You're not going to come off this knife. I mean, you are locked in there nice and tight. So, feels really good. The skinny version does save you a tiny bit of weight. And these titanium scales have better weight relief or more weight relief than any other titanium scales that I've tried so far. So the first thing that you'll notice is that these are in fact lighter than your other titanium scales. It still is going to add a tad of weight because they keep the liners in these versions. So, sorry, my boss was just walking up. So they keep the liners in these versions, not going to turn out being the same weight as it was with the original scales, but it's not a big increase at all, and they are still a pleasure to carry. So that is nice. That's one of the only things that really kind of turned me off from aftermarket titanium scales in the past, is if they added a whole lot of weight. And that's only because I primarily carry much larger knives, like full-size large knives. I wouldn't consider these extra large. Some people would, but you know, up to a 3.5 inch blade, that's what I would consider a large knife. And then, you know, around 4 inches and up, that would be an extra large knife, in my personal opinion. But, you know, a 3.5 inch bladed knife oftentimes has a little bit of weight to it already, which is fine. But I carry other stuff in my pockets too. I carry at least 2 knives. I carry my concealed carry firearm, you know, my wallet, AirPods, vape, keys. So I have a lot of weight going into my pants already. I don't need anything super heavy. And the little bit of difference between these and some of the competition is actually noticeable, surprisingly. So, and the fit and finish is top notch. It is the best that I've experienced so far. Most beautiful, best fit and finish, best quality, best aesthetics. They're not the cheapest, but with Rips Garage Tech, if you follow them on Instagram and hit your notifications, you will see they do sales all the time. Basically every holiday, I see them doing massive sales, and they will be like 30% off, 40% off, either of their titanium selection, or sometimes they have a 30 or 40% off site wide, where you can get anything on their site for that discount, which is insane. That brings these scales down to below the cost of what you would pay for the competition. At their regular full price, they're probably a little bit more expensive than what you would pay for scales from a competitor, but the quality, the fit and finish, is all on par with the price. So even at the regular price, you are getting what you pay for. I'm not affiliated with them by any means. I am a huge fan of Steve Ripplinger's work. I think he is he is an artist, you know, just like a lot of people in this industry. And he does absolutely beautiful work. So props to him. And they I will say they also have very good customer service. They will respond to you on social media, on email. I mean, they really make themselves available across the board, or accessible, and they respond quickly, and they go out of their way to take care of their customers, which is something I have a whole lot of appreciation and respect for. And if you guys have been with me for a while, if you pay attention to the community post, you'll see I made a post the other day about a video that I'm working on, my top 10 most carried knives for 2023 so far. And I wanted to have that video up by now, but my daughter's mother is on vacation in Argentina this week, and I'm taking care of my daughter also all by myself this week. Don't have any days or nights to myself yet so far, and which is fine. My favorite thing in the world is spending time with my daughter, but it has been let's just say I haven't really had any good opportunity to make the video, but I got to get back into work. So thank you all for watching. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. Stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.